Hello, guys and gals, and welcome. Welcome. So today, Diablo 2 Resurrected information has launched that Diablo 2 Resurrected is launching in China. Yeah, China. Apparently, they're going to be doing special pre-orders and all sorts of other things, including a brand new set, which is really just an old set, but we'll get to that in a second. There are apparently several pre-order packages. First off, buying the game by itself. Then there's also a version which includes a large number of items. I've done a auto translate on this page to give you an idea of some of the items that they're giving you. And judging by the appearance, it's very obvious that they're giving you Treads of Sethon, chains of chance cards, Gold Wrap, Eye of Etlich, a Ravenfrost, as well as not one, but two Stone of Jordan rings, as well as some lightning facets, two lightning facets, and 30% experience gained for 30 days, and 30% additional gold drop by monsters for 30 days. On top of this, there's a much higher package which gives you more. You also get some runes too, nothing too special. 2 Orts, 2 Tears, 2 Ams, 2 Thulls, 2 Shales, 2 Lums, and it looks, or 1 Lum, 1 Shale, sorry. 1 Thull and 1 Lemrune is what it looks like to me. According to the image here, you can clearly see that's a Lum, that's an Am, that's Thull, Shale, Lem, Soul, and that is an Ort. So definitely giving some runes early on for pre-purchasing. Then there is the higher package, and the higher package comes with more stuff. So on top of the other items that we've already mentioned, you also get access to a brand new set called the Warlord set, which seems to be nothing more than a Saigon's set rebalanced with some crazy modifiers and also some nerfs to its overall output. And we're going to go over that in a second. They're also giving a Fire Rainbow Facet, a Frost Rainbow Facet, and also a Poison Rainbow Facet, as well as, hilariously, the translator calls it a Certificate of Pardon, but it is definitely a token of absolution, as you can clearly see by the image. On top of this, they are giving off this set. So I have an image of the set, and I'm going to bring this up for you guys. The image of the set is rather strange because it's auto-translated, but I called it the Temu set because it's literally like the Chinese version of like the Saigon set. The auto translate's a little wonky, but it did translate most of the quad sets, and it seems very clear that it is a Saigon set that's missing the shield. So it does seem to be the boots, the gloves, the belt, the armor, and as well as the helmet. Now, I've gone through the stats, and there's really not a whole lot special here. It's called you get a level 10 meditation aura, which translates to different things depending on the translator at that particular moment, which is weird, but it did eventually translate to meditation aura, which is interesting. They gave it +1 to all skills, but they didn't really give it +1 to all skills because they took away the shield. So it basically they just kind of like offset the +1 skills to the armor as opposed to the shield. They buffed up the magic find by 25% from 50 to 75%. They reduced the increased attack speed from 30 to 20%. They moved the attack rating from the helmet to the belt, which was a really odd choice, and then they moved the defense from the belt to the helmet. Overall, the stats were very minorly adjusted across the board, adding in a little bit more damage reduction or adding like 3% more fire resistance. But it seems very clear that it is still the same exact set that we all know and love, which is the Saigon set. So you know what I did, which I thought would be pretty funny, is I went ahead and I made the Saigon set for you guys, or rather the Warlord set. And I'm going to have a link so that you can download it and play with your own Warlord set. So this is the Warlord set. It's about the best approximation I can give you for the actual set. It is a Saigon's, or rather a Warlord's gauge, 45 attack rating, 15 strength, 20 attack speed. So as you can see here, the gloves got kind of like messed around with. Where's the gloves? The gloves are, it's so hard to keep this straight. So here are the gloves right here, 45 attack rating, 15 strength, 20% increased attack speed. So that got reduced. They also took the boots, as you can see here, 20% and fire resistance. They increased the magic find to 75%. Now, I can't make the set without the shield, unfortunately, so if you take off the shield, it won't work. But that's just because that's the way that the sets work in Diablo 2. As you can see, the helmet has the defense on it. It's 15 defense and 30 life, which is a lot different than the Saigon set. It does give you the meditation aura, so it gives you the level 10 meditation aura. To make this work, I basically edited in all the additional stats on the armor piece. You have to wear all the pieces anyway to get the benefits, so it doesn't matter. Like you're gonna have to wear the whole set anyway. The +1 skills is added in there, as well as the additional 5% life leech, which would be on the gloves, and the additional 3% fire resistance, which is added to the fire resistance on there. The only thing that I couldn't really do is remove the maximum fire damage and the attacker takes damage of. But this is essentially the set that they are giving away in the Chinese version of the game. So if you pre-order the game for, what is that, 458 won, I think that's won, you get the national server exclusive set, Warlord sets, as well as the other things. And I thought it would be funny to have this up for download in case you want to play around with the Warlord set to see what you think about it. I think this whole thing is rather silly. They're giving away way too much equipment for these new characters. Um, I mean, some of this is like benign, like giving people like some of these items is benign, but like the lemon, the lumberun is a pretty big buff at an early game. Like 2 Stone of Jordan rings is a pretty big buff early game. Ravenfrost facets, like that's pretty big buff. I mean, I could even get behind like the chance guards, the gold wrap. I'm not really too mad about any of that. But the weirdly bastardized Saigon set is also quite strange. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Um, there's also an extra storage box that says pre-order exclusive gift. Pre-order before August 27th to receive 1 extra storage box. Not exactly sure about that. There are some original images obviously floating around untranslated if you know how to speak Chinese, or maybe you can read them better than I can auto-translate them. Um, Very funny stuff, though. I will have the link in the description of the video as well as at the top comment for you guys if you guys want to download the bootleg Warlords Saigon's mock-up set that I've got here and you want to play around with it just for fun. Let me know what you guys think about this this Chinese set. This is actually pretty hilarious. As always, I do appreciate you guys and gals joining me. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe button if you enjoy the content. And as always, I guess go pre-order the Chinese version if you want your Warlord set.